All right, Mike, so tell us, what is your favorite part about working at the Little Gym?
To be honest, I think, working with kids is awesome, and especially as a male. And, as a college student, I see a lot of kids in my class. They're waiters, or, they stock shelves, or they work at a club or something. I think working with kids actually means something. I'm kind of proud to say that I work at the Little Gym.
Kinda.
I mean, I'm very proud to work at the Little Gym. Let's put it that way.
Awesome. What is probably the most challenging thing about your job?
To be honest, I think it's a structure, which is a good thing, and their lesson plans. It's serious, like it says serious fun. Like, I think that's actually exactly what it is, which is a good thing. I think a lot of people think, I work at the Little Gym, I just go to the gym with a bunch of kids, and I do not, I hang around and laugh, which is true, but there's structure to it, which is a good thing, but it's challenging as well. Okay,
so would you say that working at the Little Gym is an easy job to have, or is it something that you have to commit your time to?
It's definitely easy if you have a passion for it. That's what I want to do. I want to work with kids, but it's not easy for someone I'd say who doesn't want to do it, who doesn't really have a knack with kids. I don't think you can just hire some random person to work at the Little Gym. I think it takes a lot more. Yeah, you definitely have to devote time to it, pretty much.
Right, so you have to prepare.
Yeah, you have to be prepared, which is good. Like, I'm a planner and I'm like a structured person, so that works for me. But someone who's not, and someone who just wants to come to work and just do their shift and leave, it's not for them, I would say.
Okay. What would you say is not necessarily the most challenging, because we just did that, but the worst part about your job?
The worst, I'd probably say, I guess, cleaning. It's not that big of a deal for me because I clean at home. But that, if I had to pick anything, that would probably be it.
Okay. What does your best day at the Little Gym look like?
Best day is probably, coming straight in, being ready for classes, knowing my music, and the class is just going real smooth. If I'm leading or my assistant, we work together really well, and it's just fun. We have a great time, but we also know the kids are having fun and learning as well. Everything just goes smooth, closing goes smooth, and which happens a lot. I can't say it doesn't happen, so which is good.
Well, that's good. And knowing that not everything always runs perfectly, not every class is like a training video or like some of the things that you see when you're going through your learning process at the Little Gym. What does your worst day look like, or what are some things that sometimes happen on the fly that you would like to tell people about?
Yeah, like as a planner for myself, like maybe when I first started out, like not everything on the lesson plan can go exactly how you plan it, which is fine. We're working with very young children. That's going to happen. So you got to kind of sometimes just go with the flow. There's a kid can have a tantrum over something as, the color green bag, the bean bag they have, the color they have, they'll freak out about it, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of just learn as you go and just go with the flow sometimes, and not everything has to go exactly smooth. So I guess I'd say the worst day would be, a class not going 100% smooth, which realistically isn't that big of a deal. So I don't really have any bad days. I really don't. So.
Good. What would you tell someone that is applying for a job at the Little Gym to, I guess, say to make them the perfect candidate? What would you tell them to expect, or what would you tell them the qualities that they would need to have? Because we see a lot of people that come through our doors that apply, but clearly they don't always join the Little Gym team. So what would you say would be some characteristics that they should have?
Well, I say first off, if you don't like kids, don't apply. I know there's a lot of people just looking for a job. They don't care where they get it. I hate that. And I don't want to work with you if you don't like working with kids, because that's like the most important thing, for my opinion. And I have kids in my class. I have males in my class who are elementary education majors, and they're only in it because there's not a lot of male elementary school teachers, which I think it gets me mad, because it's like, if that's why you're trying to work with kids, then, just get out of my field. I don't want you in my field. I don't want you working with kids if you don't want to be there. And obviously you need energy, you need to have passion, and if you're not maybe a sociable person, it's not the best and if you don't work with others, it's not the best. But I'd say mainly if you like to work with kids, that's the #1 rule.
Okay. Do you think that some of the things that you now are capable of doing every day at the little gym that maybe you didn't necessarily have those qualities or know how to do certain skills when you first started? Do you feel like you were able to learn some new skill sets while you were here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with the technicals like spotting. You know, like I thought spotting before a roll was just kind of doing it any way you can. You know, they have to tuck their head. You got to, you know, hold their neck. You know, lift by the waist, all that. So the technicalities definitely help, and probably the ways to teach is better. Like it helps me learn the lesson plans. All that is a lot more structured. It kind of helps me just be a better teacher. All in all.
Great. What about sales? Because a lot of people that come and apply at the little gym don't necessarily think that this would be a position that requires any type of sales experience or being able to really converse with people, whether they be in person or on the phone. And we do deal a lot in the sales realm. What advice would you give to people that, you know, struggle with that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know Mitch and you say a lot, you know, go, if nothing, just talk to people, go in the lobby, talk, and, you know, sales is not always about being like the pushy salesman. You don't have to be that. You can always just be a sociable, nice guy and, you know, meet everyone's needs, just being a nice person instead of just being cold and just being so business with them. If you're nice, you meet all their needs, and you're just open about everything, I think it works a lot smoother. But if you're not big on talking to people, if you're not, like a lot of salesmen are sociable people, if you're not that, then it's going to be tough for you to work on that pretty much.
Right. Great. Well, thanks, Mike. We appreciate all your information, and we'll see you soon.
All right.